Jujitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.
We are live once again.
Waka waka.
Late night crew once again.
That's how we do.
It's a good day today, man. Like, good day at work, and then training, and then now this.
Yeah, I mean, the rain's kind of Captain Buzzkill after, like, so many nice days in a row. Like, you're like, oh, you're getting a little treat in the middle of November.
Oh, it's nice going for a while. I wore shorts yesterday. Like,
oh, yeah. I had flip-flops on and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. But then now it's supposed to, rain for, like, the next, 2 or 3 days or
I
something?
I thought it was just supposed to be, like, today, like, downpouring, and then tomorrow I thought it was supposed to nighten up. I don't know. Let me check the magical phone box. Dun, 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 dun. Al Roker coming at you. Fucking Al Roker. Oh, let's see. No, rain. Stop raining tomorrow around 40%. Oh, yeah, it has Thursday, Friday. 60% chance of rain. So,
such an old man. Like, the first thing I think about when it starts raining, I look outside of my yard, look at all the leaves.
oh, dude, they literally picked up 20 bags of leaves and like all this brush today. And when they picked it up, it looks like I didn't even do it. And it's the third
Yeah, it's
time
within
I've
a
done
day
the
or two.
house.
Yep.
Dude, yeah, it's insane. I've literally probably done my yard 4 times already. So. I like things looking fresh and clean.
It's not gonna end, man. A lot of new stuff. We just helped you put in a new gun safe.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet, man.
Pretty sweet. Not as big as I would like it.
We got a perfect spot for it, though.
It did. That's why I got it. It fits in like that little nook and cranny. So it's like secret undercover agent. Man.
Hey, I mean, we put like a bookshelf in front of it. So
That's
like,
it.
You can like open
Like
it.
false door. Like boop, 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 boop. You know? So listen. You need to protect what you got.
Yep, I'm currently in the market.
I know you are. I'm so excited.
For a firearm.
So excited.
You know, we'll see. I think I've been saying it for like years. Like, I'm like, I'll get one. I mean, I've shot before and I enjoyed it. So, it's not gonna become like a vigilante and like go out there and go nuts. I'm just looking for something to go to the range and have fun with.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I love shooting. I mean, I don't hunt. I just shoot, for sport and self-defense.
Yeah.
So I think everybody should own a gun because then everybody's more honest to each other. And I also think that, everybody should be around it, shoot it, and be aware of it, even if you don't own one, so you're not as afraid of it. I think that's what gets lost in, the gun battle sometimes where, people are against, oh, you don't need this, assault rifle. You don't need these semi-automatics. You don't need that. Yes, we do, and the times are calling for it. But you don't need it. But it's also, I think it's a lot of, like, being uneducated about firearms.
That's what I was just going to say. It's
Yeah.
the biggest thing becomes...
Well, it's scary. Like, I mean, Rand, like, the first time I had her shoot a gun, she was, like, terrified. And I know a lot of, like, I've had, like, some of my girlfriends, before me and ran together, or, like, friends who are girls, or even guy friends. I remember I took the whole fight team a couple years ago when RTSP first came up, and, like, even, like, my fighters who never shot before and stuff, like, they're like, dude, I'm fucking nervous. And I'm like, yeah, man, like, you just got to get familiar. You got to respect it. You got to know how to handle it. You got to, like, so at least you know what it's all about. Yeah. It's one of those experiences where, and then I've also had people shoot it. They were terrified of it, and they were, like, 3 rounds in, and they're like, I feel like God. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You basically are when you put that in your hand. So you have to have that. With great.
Great power comes great responsibility.
That's right.
Spider-Man quote.
But it is. It's very true. So, I mean, I think, as long as you are safe and you respect it and you understand it and, you're familiar with it, I think it's very important for anybody, even if you don't like it. You can't shoot once and go, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, then you're a fucking Momo.
Yeah, I remember, I think I told you this story a long time ago. I saw it in the newspaper. 16-year-old girl was home by herself. This might have been in Jersey. Parents were out, left her home. She was hanging out just in the living room. And I think it was 2 guys who had been staking at the house for a couple of days to break in. So when they found out she was home alone, broke into the house. So, first guy busts through the door. She runs down the hallway, opens the safe. So what these guys didn't know, that granted she was a 16-year-old girl, she was actually a champion shotgun shooter.
Yeah.
So she's like a well-known like champion. I forgot what she shot.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, so she ran down the hall, opened the safe, grabbed the shotgun,
And
loaded.
motherfuckers.
So ran. I think she got to the top of the stairs. First guy saw her.
That was the last thing he saw.
So I think she like injured the first guy. The second guy took off and like she pinned him from like far away, like got him.
Oh yeah.
Like he's running away. Like,
Oh,
got
yeah.
him, and it was in the paper and everything.
Guns have a reach.
Yeah, especially a shotgun too.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks as like long range weapons, but yeah, she took that guy out, and I was like thinking like, you know what? As a parent, like if I had heard that, like if I was at Macaroni Grill,
Macaroni Grill. I don't even think they're around anymore.
I used to love Macaroni.
They are.
Grill,
My buddy
yeah.
used to be a manager at the one up in Mount Olive.
Yeah.
I don't think they're there anymore.
No.
Romano's Macaroni Grill.
But like, can you imagine like getting home, seeing the cops there, and like
Scary shit.
yeah, like what happened to my kid, and it's like, oh, nothing happened. To your
Nothing.
kid.
Handled his shit.
Yeah,
Like
So,
a G.
I think about that when you go back to like education. Like,
Well,
if I'm gonna have one, like one of the first things, especially like now that I'm 2 weeks out from my second child.
Yeah,
like, now
dude.
I'm like,
Well, we
safety.
talked about it too. Is like the people making the rules on how to restrain people, like for law enforcement, are people who've never been in a fucking fist fight in their lives, and you're like, oh, you're the expert on this. Okay, let me punch you in the mouth and see how you react.
Well, yeah, and that kind of pans off too when you look at like current law enforcement and look at like the various skill sets you get from like martial arts. Even if we're just focusing on like jujitsu, just that knowledge and that education, like and you're arming somebody with that knowledge, and now
G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle.
that gentleman who's going out there and God forbid gets into it, he's armed with the tools.
You just have
protect
more
himself.
tools for your toolbox, and you hear me say it all the time. Like sometimes you need to bring the hammer, and that's the gun. Sometimes you need to bring the screwdriver, that might be the nightstick. Sometimes you need to bring the fine tooth comb or the tweezers, and that's the hand-to-hand combat. So
I think it's so fun. Like anytime I roll with you, it's only two people. It's you and Pat Sullivan.
we're aggressive.
When I roll with it, anytime you guys get into a dominant position, like there's always like an elbow, and there's always a punch that comes in, and I know like, oh, you're just messing around, like keeping it real, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, we're having fun and we're training. I don't want to call it sport jujitsu, like we're training, but there's also the element that, God forbid, there may be one day that I'm at Whole Foods or something, and some dude tries to like take me down. I'm assuming like Whole Foods, like
Some soy boy.
yeah, like me, I'm trying to get like my cauliflower crust pizza. Some dude has to like take me out, but yeah, in the back of my mind, it's like
It's the last dough for the cauliflower pizza. It's like, you want to battle to the death?
yeah. So there's that thing in my mind where it's like, yeah, I'm training, we're having fun, and we compete in a sports sense, but there's also that thing in the back of my mind, like there's a chance that I could get into something.
Well, I mean, that's why I said I always got into, jiu-jitsu because I wanted to be able to defend myself, be well-rounded, and that's why I got into martial arts. I didn't want to be a punching bag, and that's what you train for. Even though we make it fun and we do things and, we train with a certain atmosphere and all that stuff, but, like, this is just ingrained. So when it's go time, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
I trained for a short time when I was training in Hackettstown. I trained in the art of Hagana, which is essentially, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. But
Oh, yes, I am. I have the whole book in the back of the school right
Yeah.
now, and I trained it with Mr. Chad.
So I remember training when we got into it, we started training like gun disarms and knife disarms. Mm-hmm. And for a while when I was training with Dave, he would actually bring like live guns, obviously on.
Yeah, he unloads
but
on
just
them,
to
so you
show
have the weight, the
just so you
feel,
can feel it, and actually
so you
when
can
you're-
rack it.
when you're actually like disarming it, how it feels to like pull a gun away from somebody. And then we were training from like the rubber knives to kind of show how to proproperly, like, if someone's coming after the knife, you're not going to try and grab the knife. You're going to try and grab at the wrist and control. So,
yeah, there's all ways to do it. And,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is people always are like, oh, what do you do if you have a knife? I'm like, give them my wallet.
And he even says
because
that
you're gonna get cut, like somebody's swinging, and then your job is to survive. So if you get into a knife fight and you don't have a knife, you're probably gonna get cut. So your job is to not get cut in like a vital area and be able to survive and either disarm or be able to evade.
Yeah, and that was one of the things he always said, like, someone pulls a gun on you or something,
just give him your shit.
Yeah, he told me we did a couple like women's like self-defense seminars. He's like, yeah, if someone's like, pulls a gun or a knife on you, and he's like, they just want like your bag. He's like, just give them the bag.
Yeah.
He's like, the only situation where you want to actually disarm. He's like, now if this person's trying to take you like
Take you away.
Yeah, take you to a secondary location.
Yeah.
Because he's like, with your guy or girls, like that guy's either gonna try and murder you, or
rape
like,
you, or
like
sell
that.
you on the black market.
Yeah.
Or
So he's
whatever.
like, in a situation like that, that's when it's like, because I know you and I can defend ourselves, but someone's trying to take me away, like I'm throwing hands.
Yes.
Like you're not just gonna I'm not just gonna go willingly. So.
I ain't gonna be nobody's butt buddy for free.
Not for free.
Not
man.
for free. You gonna pay for this fine ass,
I gotta pay this mortgage somehow.
Yeah,
man.
that's right. That's okay. Hey, 2020, bitches.
Yeah, I think it's so. I'm trying to think of, like school stuff because I think in like the UK and stuff, like boxing and all that. That's like a high school.
Yeah, they had
like,
that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, in the United States, wrestling used to be like part of your gym curriculum. I know, like in the United Arab Emirates and stuff like that, jiu-jitsu is part of the, school. So every school-age kid learns jiu-jitsu, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that happened because Henzo, the one Prince of Dubai or something, he is a Henzo Gracie black belt, and he implemented the jiu-jitsu into the school system for the kids. Yep, absolutely. Yep, and they're savages.
I remember like watching videos from back from like the 50s of like physical education, and it wasn't like dodgeball. I mean, they're out in the fields like doing dips and like, pull-ups and like all these different types of challenges, like essentially like the same things.
Oh, when Americans weren't pussies.
But I was like, could you imagine like say like next week it's mandated like physical education at the gym? That's it. Like we're going at it. Like
my kids would be fine. My kid, I don't know. I don't know about everybody else's. My kids would be fine.
Yeah, but I'm also curious.
My kid does dips for fun. I
see them, man, like doing the weights and everything. But I always like wonder too. Like, imagine if we brought that back. Like how the attitude, the overall attitude.
Yes, doing hard things, having to complete it, and like, listen, I understand that not every kid is built for war or built for physical activity or whatever. But every kid should be able to sit up. Kids should be able to, push themselves off the ground. Everybody should have that little bit of physical confidence. Now, you don't have to be like the best at all and all that, and that's where you get into everybody has a participation trophy now. Oh, you can't do it, buddy? Don't do it at all. We'll just bring the level down for you. No, let's bite off little goals. And I see it all the time because listen, I teach martial arts. Most kids that come into the martial arts academy aren't the studs, the athletes, they're usually the ones that have, ADHD or they're overweight or they're looking for something because, group sports or organized sports wasn't their thing. And, all they do is play video games nowadays or they're on their iPads or whatever. So like, we don't get the cream of the crop. Yeah. So, I train all shapes, sizes, whatever, but we have little goals. And I mean, I have parents where I come in and like, the kid's a mess, like can't do anything, can't roll, can't do a push-up, and then they, the parents watch here and there, or they drop them off and they come back. And then all of a sudden, they come back in a month later, they're like, holy shit. He's doing that? And I'm like, yeah, there's a method to my madness. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, the kid's throwing hands. And they're like, I didn't think he could do that. And they're doing burpees and they're doing this. And this is a kid that couldn't even complete his first lap. So everybody's got to understand, like, everybody's journey's different. It's just you got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, and showing up in consistency. Some people it might take one person to get to a certain goal. It might take the same person to get to the same, or a different person to the same goal 2 years. But it doesn't matter. It's your own journey. Yeah. The biggest thing is just not giving up. And the other biggest thing is you're only competing against yourself. Yeah. People always compare themselves to other people or other competitors and stuff like that. Like, in the grand scheme, but we've talked about this with Gene Dunn, like you're in martial arts journey for yourself. Because once the titles and the competitions and all that stuff go away, martial arts is still with you. You're still on that journey and you're still trying to go and better yourself as a human, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever you want, to say.
And I know you've been training for years, but I mean, people ask me about like my journey. I tell them, like, I really didn't get in like hardcore into martial arts until like my mid 20s. Mm-hmm. I was like 25, 26, and when I started like Muay Thai, and I started competing in Muay Thai, then I started getting into jiu-jitsu. So like, and I have your wrestling background, which you obviously know that. Yeah, you've seen me wrestle. I don't know why I brought that up. I get upset like anytime I bring it up. I'm just like, man.
Yeah, Drew, I couldn't tell. Sorry. Yep.
I'm sad.
That's all right. good thing you're pretty.
Yeah. But yeah, like it started like high school like didn't wrestle, like ran track. That was
Shocker.
So did the easy sports. I was a lazy athlete.
It's not easy. Track is not easy, bro. I ran cross country and shit.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't even do cross country. I'm talking like
it's hard,
like sprinting, like 1-2, and like if I was feeling good, maybe do like the 400.
Yeah, well,
and then
that was your thing.
Yeah, once I got out of like high school and got into college, I was just kind of like lifting, and then that got boring. And finally, once I was like 24, 25, I was watching like the UFC prime times, and I was like, oh, you know what, this looks interesting, and I'll give it a shot. And then,
smashing skulls with my bare hands looks interesting.
I'm like, this should keep me.
You sounded so studious when you said, this is interesting. These mechanics look amazing.
I pushed
this
my
physics really got me. Yeah,
As
after you did it with your index finger.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, this looks interesting. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Drew is such a freaking nerd.
I will study this art of breaking limbs. This looks interesting.
Oh, that's why I love you, buddy. That's fucking
All
hilarious.
nice of trigonometry just aren't.
Yes. Oh my God, look at that angle. That is physics in work. Oh my gosh. Yes, mathematics is a beautiful thing.
Look at him instill the wedges around his opponent. It's geometry right there.
Yeah.
This looks interesting.
Yes. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but yeah, and I think it's interesting too. One of the things I love is like watching people from like different, like people change too, because you watch like those people who are like coming up who can
their confidence level, like everything. It's an amazing process once you see that unfold. And I've been doing it for a long time, so I've seen it. It's really nice to see people get confidence. It sucks when they get super douchey because then they're overconfident, which happens. I've seen it with like guys I train, fighters, etc. They get to a point and they're like, "Oh, you didn't teach me anything. You didn't know anything." And it's like, bro, I taught you like how to walk, crawl, I potty trained you, and now you're a stud, and you forget about that, right? So it happens. But then you have, people. I've had guys that are just so grateful, and girls that are so grateful that I, helped instill this gift in them, and they're like, I'm a different human being, like you saved my life, and so many ways, health, mental mental health, physical health. So it's definitely a rewarding art. I'm just a humble jiu-jitsu instructor.
It just goes back to like education. Even if they don't go like all the way, like you're still giving them like a great foundation.
Dude, I say it all the time. I'd rather have somebody train with me 2 to 3 days a week for the rest of their life than have that guy that comes in 7 days a week for 3 years and then ghost you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'd rather have the lifer. Like that's what I always say. Like this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And you're going to have obstacles, you're going to have, hurdles and, potholes and ditches and stuff, but you just keep moving and you find your way forward, Yeah,
but speaking of potholes, man, I am just shot right now. Like my body, like you too, like shoulders, like back. I somehow pulled a glute, like of all things.
Nice booty hold. Yeah.
Like I'm sitting there, I'm like grabbing. I'm sitting at my desk this morning, just like grabbing my ass, like it hurts so bad. Like
that's weird. Didn't some guy just get fired from his job from doing that on CNN on a Zoom call? Oh, he's grabbing something else. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. He was like the head of like ethics for CNN or something too. He's fucking whacking Weezer on a Zoom call.
It's like, hey man, I don't think you can do that.
Yo, why do I hear this?
What is that?
My dog.
I'm stirring a cup of pudding.
Stirring a cup of pudding.
Yeah, it's
that's where you went with that one.
I'm thinking the sound effects.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of stirring a cup.
Yeah, like little snack packs. Like
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Oh, snack packs.
Snack packs are delicious.
That'd be good right now.
Yeah, I could use one.
Yeah.
Well, everybody likes a snack pack, I guess.
And you got a fridge here. You might as well just start stocking those.
I know. It's only for water and beer. Listen, sometimes there's beer in there.
like post training, like you're sitting in front of the fridge, like scratching your chin, like, all right, I want, like, say I've trained for like 2.5 hours.
But sometimes the beer is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get buzzed off of one beer after you sweat it out like 7 pounds.
You get like 4 sips.
But I've also heard, I don't know if I am correct, I could be wrong and just be wishfully thinking, but I've also heard that like beer, like a post-training beer with certain things, it's like good for recovery.
So,
I mean, don't drink a 12-pack, but that's the problem. But
I mean, granted, this is like a different type of person. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I read an interview.
Oh yes,
when he was competing. He would every night would put down like a 6-pack, just for the carbs.
Well, he's also from like Belgium, where it's
Yeah.
like beer capital of the world or whatever.
You
You
start
know.
drinking your first beer like 4 years old.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I just saw something like it was called like In Your Fridge or something. Like they had like Collie Muscle. They went and did it too, but they did it with Schwarzenegger. And one thing I found interesting was like he was like, what did he say? Like when he was making his smoothie, he's like, "Oh, I put this in, I put that in." He's like, and then I put the egg in, and he's like, he puts the whole egg in, like
Yeah.
shell and all, because it's like supposed to be really good for like calcium.
Yeah.
But the other thing he said that I found even more interesting, he's like, and this was like, this video was done like right before COVID, where he was like, yeah, you know, after I work out, I touch all the dumbbells, I touch all the equipment. He's like, I don't wash my hands and I make my smoothie because I feel like that also boosts the immune system. You know how he talks? He's like, it boosts the immune system because we're eating, I'm working out, you know, I am getting germs, but he's like, that's how you update the body, you update the immune system. I was like, that
doesn't sound crazy.
It isn't
It
because
doesn't.
like, but it makes sense. Like, well, you know, like we wrestle and sometimes like, I mean, obviously we try to wash our hands right away, but like you'll drink your drink, do your pre-workout, make your thing, and then you sip it. And it's like, but that's how our immune system works.
Yeah.
You have to update
Well,
it.
even
it's
just-
like a software program. You have to fix bugs
Well,
and
your
install
body's
stuff.
getting attacked. Even like you and I just sitting here, like your body's getting attacked like
all the time.
Yeah, all
Even
the
by
time.
itself.
Yeah, it's your body's constantly in a state of like warfare, and like you know that's how it builds itself up.
Do you want a weak warrior or a strong warrior?
Yeah, and I think about too, like when you see like like memes and pictures of kids like licking the seat on like the bus when they're like
That's Gunner.
yeah.
Gunner literally would like lick the handles of the Walmart shopping carts all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you window licker.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so gross. But they do. But like, he used to eat dirt, like sand.
Yeah.
Like he was eating so much we got concerned. We're like, is he going to be able to like do it? Especially with his intestine shit. The guy was like, yeah, just make sure he drinks plenty of water. He'll be
my daughter
fine.
Now, like I'll see.
I
her,
thought he was like iron deficient or something, you know?
like even now, like my daughter, like I'll be hanging out on the couch and I'll look over and she'll be on the other side of the room and I'll see
She's
her
like licking the dog's face.
Yeah, I'll see her like chewing something, and I'm like, what's in your mouth? And like she just like turns away and like just kind of like tries to hide from me, and I like walk
Spit
over
it out.
and I pull out it's just like something the dog chewed up.
I
or
know.
Something, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
did my kids used to, especially when their teeth hurt, they chew on dog. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah,
that's
it's-
part of the process.
yeah, and she's always in the dog's face, and the dog's like licking her and like
Oh, yeah.
in the mouth and stuff.
Oh
and,
yeah.
like, you know,
Yep.
even at the playground, like she'll go.
My
down
one
the
kid,
slide.
like, she would he would literally open his mouth and like let Maggie lick it. I'm like, you dirty bastards.
yeah, but
Yep.
I guess that's just the way to do it, man. Like, can't keep him in a bubble.
Well, I mean, like we've said 1,000 times, like we survived like this for a very, 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 very long time.
Yeah, and I think about it too. Even like sometimes, like
Biology and nature takes its course, bro.
I'll even like go out and like take the garbage out and like grab the can that the garbage man just grabbed.
Yeah.
And I'll like throw it and I'll go inside and I'll start working on my computer and I totally forgot to like wash my hands and I'm just
You
like, I just
dirty
touched.
fuck. But hey, you know what happened?
Yeah.
You're still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think about like shit, and then like
Living life.
I'll like go and like I'll go in like the fridge and I'll grab like an orange and I'll just peel it with my hands. And,
Oh,
I'm sitting
yeah.
there, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, wait, I'm like, did I wash my hands after I like grab the garbage?
So
cans and-
what Drew's getting to is he doesn't wash his hands after he wipes his butt and eats food.
Well, I mean, I wash my hands if I wipe my butt. Well, I mean,
It depends.
if
If you have a clean wipe, like a ghost wipe, what happens?
no, I mean, I take the toilet paper and I make the mitt.
Okay,
So
all right.
you make
good.
the mitt like a nice
What happens
solid
if a
mitt.
finger pops through?
Well, I mean, I'm not wiping that hard, man.
Yo, you gotta get aggressive sometimes.
I mean, yeah, I'm on the high protein diet, but still,
Exactly.
I'm not busting through toilet paper, man.
Yo, my dad used to be like, you know how you use it? Do you ever hear this? You know how you use one square of toilet paper? I'm like, no. He's like, he grabs the toilet paper. He's such a fucking.
I know this is
wacko.
gonna be gross.
Yeah, he puts his finger through the middle. He's like, you scoop it out. You use that to knock it
Oh,
off. And he's like, you know that
God.
little piece you rip for that? That's for under your fingernails. I'm like, you dirty dog,
Oh,
bro.
God.
Yep, that's my father.
No, man, I don't know what type of one ply he's using, man. I'm using like 2 and 3
Yeah.
ply. Like, you can make like one wrap around the hand. And, like, you're good.
Drew obviously doesn't have a septic system.
Oh, I lived in Opakon, man.
Oh, I know.
Most of the time I lived
Yeah.
there, like we had septic, and
Yeah.
like
It's
there'd be a
tough.
couple times you go out in the backyard, you'd smell it, and you'd see it like coming up out of the
Oh,
ground.
especially where you are. Like, it depends where you are in Hopakon, but even over here in Lake Hopakon, like the water tables are certain things.
Yeah.
And a lot of places used to have cesspools, not septics. So they call it the Jersey State exit tax when you're selling a house because most of them need new septics. So it's like, oh, there's 25 grand. Boom. You're going to have to replace the septic for them to pass. You know?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when the truck would come, and, like
Oh.
to pump it out, and like
Yeah, like 5 years worth of fucking feces that
Yeah,
throw up.
but,
And
like, in the
all
middle-
that
in, like,
smell.
in the
You
middle
smell
of-
it like they'd pump the septic next to my a block over from me the other day, and I was a block over and down. And when they started pumping, like you smelt it from there.
And it didn't matter what season it was. It was always worse in the middle of summer. Like, you always said like someone's getting like their septic pumped. Yeah, smell, and you're like, that's terrible. Yeah, that was the worst. But I think like the last 2 years I lived there before my parents sold the house. That's when they moved everyone over to like
city water. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's great. It's great things.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Beautiful even.
Yeah.
You know?
I wasn't a fan, but whatever, man. Brings up memories.
Poopy memories?
Well, I think about that too. Like my house, we have in the basement, we have like a bathroom down there.
Yeah.
And like we don't use it.
All the time,
So it's like, you
gotta go flush it every once in a
while.
while.
Every couple of days I'll forget, and like I shut the door because the door opens and it blocks the entrance.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So I shut it. So I walk down, then I'll open the door and like the smell. And
I know, just like stale water or whatever.
It's just still water.
Yeah, because we got the downstairs bathroom too, and obviously everybody uses the upstairs a lot more. But luckily, like when they're downstairs, they'll hit it, or if I'm downstairs, so we use it, pretty frequently, but just definitely not as frequent. But you do, like even if you don't use it for a couple days and it sits, you get like that little like hard water, so you gotta clean it and whatever. So, yeah. I think
I'm just gonna buy a condo now.
Oh yeah, I think I'm just gonna live in a bubble in Mars at this point, depending on what happens. But
maybe we should see if we can interview Elon Musk and see if he wanna.
That crazy fuck.
Hey man, we're going to Mars.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to live on Mars? There ain't no ocean or nothing. There ain't no like. I want to sit on the beach. Like, yeah. You know,
terraform it, then we have the beach and everything.
Yeah, we'll be dead by the time it's terraformed.
Probably.
Definitely, because we're the ones that are gonna have to populate it, and then they're gonna have to repopulate it, and so on and so forth. But that's what I don't understand. They're trying to depopulate this Earth and repopulate somewhere else. It's like an oxymoron, right?
Yeah. I don't understand that.
We're not allowed to understand. We're the peons. Come on, man.
We're just the common folk.
We're the common folk that keep the wheel running, right? We're the lube. We're the lube. Oh, yeah, we don't even get to have fun. We just make it go back and forth.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it is.
Man, that's just strange.
It is strange, but we live in this strange world.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange stuff going on. And I think, it's crazy. Like, everyone brings up all, like, the most recent, obviously with, like, the elections and everything's going on. And then, like, I'm here, like, thinking, like, this is all crazy. But then I'm also, like, this Friday, like, I start potty training with my daughter. So as much as I want to, like focus on that, I'm just like, I got to teach my daughter how to use the toilet this weekend. So,
yes.
And it's so interesting. I mean, what do you think when you hear people, like, say, like, yeah, this is all insane, but it's, like, the same thing. I got like a deadline at work or something. Like, it's like I got like, or like they got like family stuff going on. Like, it's like I gotta like get my shit. I gotta get my house together before I can even like go into like all that.
Okay, so there was a lot loaded in that question. So I'm trying to think where to start. What do I think? Well, let's start off with, I've always been under the assumption I didn't care who was president because my fucking ass had to get up and go to work and figure out how to make it work for me.
And that'll still be true
next day.
No matter what.
So, well, hopefully. So that's how I've always been in such a, never been a political person, never until, whatever. So, and I'm still not even political. It's just I'm patriotic, and I want our country to have the core values that we are on. And I see, a certain fashion trying to go one way, and it's not the way that I want to raise my children.
Yeah.
Now, yes, I'm one of those people that, you have to take care of your own house before you can help people outside your house.
Gotcha.
So that's the way I think a lot of people should be looking in first instead of looking for the all savior of Trump or Biden or whatever to save you. Like, fix your own shit first.
Yeah.
Then you can go to the community level. Then you can go to the county level. Then you can go to the state level, so on and so forth. So that's always been my frame of mind, is like, if I can get my shit together, that's fucking possible.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, who
yeah, but you know what it is. Like, nobody has their complete shit together, you know? So, but you can get it to a point, and then you can grow, and you can go from there.
Yeah.
But then I also have a problem with people that are head in the sand. Because that's how the Nazis came into power.
Yeah, and I think, general awareness is good. And I think, like, you and I were talking a couple weeks ago when you talked about, like, contact tracing and how they were putting in all these, like, different initiatives, like, if you see your neighbor doing something, like, shout out.
Nazi Germany.
Call them out. But at the same time, like, this is the same person who's next door. Like if your power goes out and they have a generator, like, hey, can I hook up?
You
to your
plug
house?
into it, right?
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is the same protocols, and you can look it up. You know, I know I'm not the smartest man in the world, but it's not so many degrees away from separation. Like, what did they do? Like, call on your neighbor, tell on your neighbor, rat them out, do this. You're doing it for the betterment of this. You're doing it for the betterment of that. And, you know, like, you're on your moral high horse because somebody had 11 people out of their house instead of 10. Like, literally, somebody posted on, like, one of the mom and dad groups the other day, like, my neighbor had people over, and, you know, I can't believe he had a party, and, you know, I could smell the beer from the house. Like, first of all, like, what did they have? Like, a beer sprinkler? Like, that's what Rand said. She's like, what was there? Like, a beer sprinkler
That's
outside?
a good idea. Let me
Second
write
of
that
all,
down, man.
yeah. Second of all, it's like, okay, like, you know, maybe it's a Tuesday and they had some people over, but like people have different schedules. Maybe their Tuesday is their Friday.
Yeah.
So, and like, what is your problem that we've been going through this much shit and you're going to bust somebody's balls because they're having a good time next to you? Like, go grab a beer and sit down. If you're scared of the world, lock your house and fucking close your windows.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the problem. People are starting to virtue signal and showing weird ass flexes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, I wear a mask. You don't. I'm fucking smarter than you. Oh, are you, though? But are you, though? Then people go the stream the other way, like, oh, you're a fucking low IQ idiot because you don't wear a mask. All right? Like, the other thing, you know, I've heard Joe Rogan say this today, and he was just like, you know, oh, you got the anti-maskers, they're like the worst. Like, or the you know, the people that are like taking selfies of themselves wearing a mask. Like, it's a weird, like, political flex, right? And then he's like, you know, and then you have those people that are like, have their gloves on and their mask on and the shield on by themselves in their car. So there's like the one extreme. Then you have the other people, you know, he's like, oh, you know, the people that don't wear a mask and they, you know, they're like, you're taking away our rights, you're doing this. And he's like, you know, he goes, oh, it's always like this uneducated redneck, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, you know, and then there's people like me, like, you know, I don't wear a mask all the time, but I wear it so you feel safe. Okay?
Which is, yeah, it's another argument. Yep.
So that's the way he does. He's like, so basically you're just saying you don't think it works,
Yeah.
but you're going to put it on so you feel better, so the other person feels better. Okay? So, but that puts you in a weird spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? When was it, you know, listen, I always try to make people feel better around me or safe,
Yeah.
but now all of a sudden I'm unsafe to be around unless my face is covered.
Yeah.
Where literally before this all happened, you'd be like, call the cops, the motherfucker's robbing something.
Yeah.
My other gripe with the mask is I was in Walmart and, you know, we had our mask on with the kids and stuff, and that really boils my blood, like seeing my kids with muzzles on, even though sometimes they need it. But, you know, like, I'm literally looking at Rand and, like, I just stopped in the middle. I look at her and go, this is how kids are going to get fucking stolen.
Yeah.
You can't tell what a kid's face looks like. You can't, like, their faces are covered and somebody can just scoop your kid. And that goes back to that child trafficking shit. Like, you know, the face. The other thing, a weird theory, I'm not going to say, you know, like I heard is the reason they want to keep masks on now, and now that they're mandating it, even with the election, you know, they have, you know, the media, which doesn't matter to me at all, you know, announced Biden as president-elect, which, you know, anybody with half a fucking brain knows that they don't do like yeah, there's been times where they're like, oh, he's projected to win, you know, president-elect, they concede. But when it's this close, this many stipulations, this many things, like the Electoral College doesn't vote till December, so nobody really knows who the president is yet.
Yeah.
Okay? But now, as you're seeing, they're trying to vamp up the second wave because they wanted, you know, usually we have a war or something else they could be pushing towards, but the second wave, one theory I heard is they're pushing the second wave, so if it does turn around, Antifa can still have their masks, their goggles, their helmets, and nobody can be identified for the chaos that they ensue. And that's the other thing. You notice, like, with all the protests, everything going on over the whole course of the pandemic so far, when we were talking about marching for my business, everybody was like, you need to stay home, you're putting lives in danger, blah, blah, blah. But then the Black Lives Matter protests break out, and everybody's like, well, it's for a cause. Well, I'm like, I'm for the cause of feeding my family.
Yeah.
You know, but it was okay, and you can wear a mask, and people weren't wearing masks. The same people, look, Joe Biden in the streets. New York City's been locked down tighter than you know, whatever, and everybody goes into Central Park and everything. No, these are the same people that telling you are a murderer, but it's okay when they want to do it for their causes. So, and if you notice, nothing got burnt down, nothing got broken. That shows you who else has been doing the rioting and the problems and everything else. It's It's blatant. It's in your face.
Yeah.
Nothing's been burned down, broken. Believe me, there's a lot of people that want to burn shit down and break shit.
Oh yeah,
but,
I think we'll see that moving forward. And I'm kind of happy you brought up the thing about like kids wearing masks. That's another thing that's kind of like bothered me, because a lot of people who I've talked to about the fact that their kids wearing masks, I'm just like same thing. It's like I remember
stunts their development too. Like you can't see like your reaction. Like I said, like your daughter, how she knows you're mad.
Yeah.
You make the face, smile. All she does is see your eyeballs from here to here. Now it doesn't make fucking sense.
One thing I kind of didn't like was so we go to like Whole Foods every like Friday just to get like a Sicilian pie.
Yeah.
And there's a guy behind it's the same guy we see every Friday who makes the pie. So he sees her in the cart and she sees him. And he, as soon as he sees her, he's like, "Hey, princess," and he waves at her. He's got a mask on, and he like waves at her, and it's strange because she kind of sort of smiles.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, so she's kind of like, "What's this?" It's the same. It's the reaction, which I'm kind of like, like
Feel bad.
Yeah, so but plus also too it goes back to like the safety thing, like like if something, God forbid, were to like happen, like like a kid were like taken or
somebody snatch your kid.
Yeah, so
like that's my biggest thing. Like I walked in and like it boils my blood, but like I don't know. I'm just from a different mindset. So like we've said 1,000 times, if the mask is proven to work, I would wear it all the time. Yeah. But it's not. There still has been a study to come out and say that this type of mask works. People are wearing T-shirts. People are wearing handkerchiefs. People are wearing N95s. People are wearing fucking respirators. People are wearing dirty fucking underwear. I told you I literally saw a guy that had a fucking bungee cord with an AC/DC T-shirt over his face. Yeah. Okay? So as long as you cover your face, you're right. But like they're proving that the N95, we did the research, doesn't even stop it. So what the fuck are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Oh, it could slow the spread? So it could coughing into your elbow. Yeah. Like a decent human being that we've all done before. You see me. You've seen me forever. Anytime I cough, I put my shirt over. But this was before even a mask. I'll put it on there. I'll cough. And everybody's like, oh, well, that's what a mask does. Well, I'm fucking capable of going and then done it. I don't need something strapped to my grill the whole time. Yeah. But that's just me. But at the same time, like, seeing my kids with it, for me, it's a control thing. It's seeing who's the obedient. Yeah. Who are the obedient ones? Who will listen? And in New Jersey, there's a lot of them because Governor Murphy's doing whatever the fuck he wants and nobody's saying a goddamn thing. And he keeps taking more and more and more and more and more, whether it's business stuff, freedom stuff, whatever it is. I mean, this guy's on 9 month of a 30-day emergency or month 9. Like, that was meant for like certain situations. He just keeps extending it. He didn't even have the right to extend it the last 2. It was just in case something else. Now all COVID. Even when we were at 100 cases a day, it wasn't enough. What is enough? 0? Yeah. That's like saying, oh, nobody ever gets the flu again. Nobody ever gets hepatitis again. Nobody ever gets fucking shingles again. Yeah. All those things could kill you. Right? And you notice flu is not around anymore. Bronchitis, pneumonia, doesn't exist. COVID cured it all. That's fucking smart. It doesn't come out after 10 at a bar. You got to close.
Understand that.
Nope. COVID knows. After 10, you're dead man. You're dead man. Joe.
I keep seeing memes for like the Gremlins.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. Or you're going to turn into a fucking pumpkin? What? Yeah. What happened? Yeah. Listen, we're all got it, gonna get it, eventually get it, know somebody who's gonna get it. Like, it's a virus, man. And you're not. And now I saw the fuck. It pissed me off so bad. They're like, oh, hospitals are overrun again. And I'm like, dude, I know people that live in hospitals. They're like, there's 3 people. I literally said something. I had somebody the other day. He's like, we have, or she, I forget which one, because I have a couple of people, but they were like, yeah, we have 4 people in the hospital with COVID right now. And one of them was a rich guy that didn't want to quarantine at home and be by his parents. And he had the money. He's like, I'll just pay for cash to stay here. Like, look at that flex. Yeah. Like, flex. Fucking bro, man. Come on.
Go to the hospital.
I know. I don't get it. Yeah. So, hey, good. He works at Manelli's. Sorry, sidetrack Sally over here.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, my buddy Amber. So, yeah, we're trying to get Drew a gun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're just trying to get guns.
Just trying to get more guns and ammo. Why? Because everything's so peaceful, fucking ducky. What's it say? Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Listen, I know, man. Like, nobody wants this shit to happen. Nobody does, but it's just getting to the point where it's just so, radically one way or another. It's just like there's no middle ground anymore. And, I just see one side going to no guns and making you wear masks and, raising taxes. And that's just that. I ain't about that life, son.
You and I talk.
I ain't about that life.
I'm not against anyone getting guns, like you said.
Nope.
I'm trying to. I'm not. It goes back to I'm not against anyone getting guns or training martial arts or anything else. It's just like you said, more tools for the toolbox.
Yeah, and it's responsibility. And now, is there a lot of irresponsible humans out there? Absolutely.
It comes to education first. I always say that. Just
Yep.
Educate
so
yourself.
that's why it's good to educate. It's good to do this, but I don't know. I don't know anybody who benefits from raising taxes.
I know I don't.
Do you? No. Not me. And they always say, no, but it's going to be on the rich people. Well, the rich people own shit, and that means your rent goes up, you dunce son of bitches. That means food prices go up. People don't take that.
No.
They don't understand that. Like, oh, they're going to pass it off to the big guys. Well, the big guy that owns your apartment complex, when your rent goes up $300 a month because he ain't going to take that L?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't think that far.
No.
They just think.
No, they don't, man.
Rich people bad.
Just get an RV. Just live in that.
Ooh, an RV.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. But where can you park it?
Yeah, that's an issue too.
Well, not really an issue. It's like, what are you going to do? Live in a parking lot? Are you going to try to, live in the woods? Because if that's the case, then we just need a compound.
Anytime I watch The Walking Dead, I'm like, oh man, how cool would it be to have like a woods compound, like military style, like high fences, all that.
Yo, if we didn't have to make money and we just had to forage, survive, and fight shit, I'm down, bro.
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yes and no. Yes and no. If I didn't have kids, it'd be way cooler.
Yeah.
With kids though,
man, we always think
dude,
about the kids.
it
It's the first thing
is.
you think about.
It is.
Safety.
All right.
How are you going to protect the kids?
I gotta load my dad up with an arsenal while I go out and do shit. That's what's gonna happen, I think.
So. We'll see, man. Then they'll get old enough to get their own guns.
Oh, dude, they already. I got my first gun back.
Oh yeah?
2 weeks ago. Yes, I knew I had it. It was my first gun ever. It was a little 22 chipmunk gun, long rifle.
22.
It's got a wood stock.
Yeah.
And it literally drew. It's about this big.
Yep.
And fits my kids perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was
from the 2 to the 5-year-old,
or
6-year-old, they can all hold it.
The Boy Scouts. I remember one of the events we did. So we went to Camp Alamuchi.
Yep.
And you would walk all the way to the top of the mountain, and that's where the range was. So you always had the option. You had the gun range right there, and then right next to it, the archery.
Archery, yeah.
So yeah, you'd shoot. They have you do arrows, and then next they bring you over the range. And first you shot the BB guns, and then they would give you the 22s.
Yeah,
man. I'm just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I got my first one back, and it's wood stock. It's a real little rifle. Yeah. It's cool. They don't even make them.
Is it bolt action?
It's a bolt action, and then it has a thing you got to pull out. So it's like a 2-stage safety. It's like a perfect learning gun for kids. So even if they lock it, put it in, pull the trigger, it won't go. You got to pull something else back, and then you can shoot it. And it's cool because it's like a chipmunk gun, and you can put the long 22s in it, or you can put the little subsonics. Yeah. So you shoot it, it sounds like a door slamming. Wow. Ding, ding. So good to let them learn and plink with it, but it's I got to bring them one at a time. But can you get fucking ammo now?
Oh yeah.
So that's what we're working on.
I was thinking kind of going back to the camp because like we said we had shooting, then we did something I forgot what they're called, but they do them in Scotland, like the games, like the
Highland games.
The Highland games.
Yeah, you're chucking logs and stuff.
So your
stones.
Day, your day was you started off with shooting, and then you went for a short hike, and then you did Highland games. Then after that, I think there was lunch. Then you would go fishing, and then after that, they would have a big bonfire. But I remember they'd have toilet. They give you a stick with a roll of toilet paper, but they dip the toilet paper roll in diesel fuel, and they light it so it would burn really
like
long,
a torch.
Yeah, it's like a torch.
Okay.
So that was your torch. You would carry that around.
Quick question: how'd you feel as a black man in the middle of Alamuchi with people walking around with fucking burning torches?
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Because Alamuchi's getting up there a little bit, bro.
It's the Alamuchi in Ogdensburg. Is it Ogdensburg?
No, Alamuchi's more towards Hackettstown, I think.
Oh yeah.
Which is a beautiful area.
Yeah, but I didn't even think about that.
Right?
I don't think I was the only black Boy Scout though.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I think it was a bunch of us.
Oh, you were back.
Yeah, we're traveling.
You're packed up.
Yeah. Remember your buddy. Hold hands.
Lock fingers.
Yeah.
Lock fingers.
You gotta interlock the fingers. Don't let me go.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh God.
Thankfully, back then.
You survived.
It was that. Maybe now I wouldn't go for a hike up and down the Mucci, but
Yeah, you would. I'll roll with you.
yeah.
I got you.
But no, but now fucking people are gonna attack my mountain lions.
Oh, dude, that was the other thing. So mountain lions. I remember my buddy, at least 15 years ago, one of his buddies was a police officer up in like Vernon area, and he swore to God up and down that he saw a mountain lion. And everybody, like, they used to like tell you it was crazy. Why, bro? They've been catching them on trail cams up here for the past couple of years now. So it's like, yo, that's a puma.
Yeah.
Big puma.
Yeah.
Big puma.
And they're known for they attack you from like behind.
Yeah, they're a fucking cat. They're murderers.
Yeah, and
you ever see a house cat?
Yeah.
They're little murderers.
So, and they'll sneak up, and I think they go for like the neck.
Oh, yeah, they're ambush predators.
Yeah, they scare. Oh, what else? I think what's another like badass fucking cat? But like jaguars, say the bite on a jaguar is so strong it could like crush your skull.
Yes, I've seen that too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
You ever see a jaguar?
yeah,
I've seen one too. They're pretty badass.
yeah, they're fucking gigantic.
Yeah,
scary.
they're decent size. It's like a 100-something pound cat.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
You ever see a lion in real life?
Yes.
Their heads are huge.
When Six Flags had like the
Yeah,
safari.
yeah.
But I remember, and the scary thing about the safari though, like you drove through it with your car.
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
Yeah.
There was no like being.
I never did because the baboons would fuck your shit up.
Well, they
the
put
monkeys,
the signs up. They say don't open your window, so if they get in, they're gonna fuck your shit up.
Oh yeah, but even they would just get in your car and rip your windshield. Like, I don't got time.
Yeah, I remember like watching like baboons like rip off people's antennas.
Yeah.
You know, they try to open it, and, like people try to give them food, and they close the window real quick, and like they would ask for more food, and people like nah, like smashing mirrors, ripping off antennas, like you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like seeing like their heads are gigantic, and I was like why? Like unless I'm in an armored vehicle.
Dude, they kill things with their face.
Yeah.
Fangs.
Yeah.
They're like the size of this microphone.
Like, do you think I'm gonna drive through a safari in a freaking like 2004 Honda Civic? Like no.
No, Geo Metro would be better.
No.
Hatchback.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm like, no. Unless I'm in some like lifted Jeep or like something high off the ground with plated windows, like I'm not doing that.
No,
absolutely
not at all.
No.
So what else is going on? We got anything else going on today?
Nothing major. I know we just recently. I know we've seen you guys seen the picture online, but we just got the new Prevail gi from Roll Junkie. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a nice gi. Tar Heel blue. I didn't know if I'd be. I'm still waiting for that Cypher gi. So, Roll Junkie boys, if you're listening, we're waiting. But no, the Prevail is beautiful. Everybody that's seen it, train with it, it's a very nice gi. Yeah. I don't expect anything but quality from Roll Junkie. So remember, promo codes 2LiveFools, 50% off your entire order. So you get some T-shirts, get some fight shorts, get some spats. It'll be a good old time.
I'll always push for the T-shirts. T-shirts, definitely all their no-gi stuff is legit. The new Dust Off series. I was wearing that today. Yeah. So probably should take
I got some pictures I'll put up there of
nice.
jiu-jitsu flexing hard in it.
Yeah. I'm starting to gain some weight too. So it's starting to
get that weight up, kid. It's bulking season.
Trying to get
Oh, you're gonna get weight up. You're gonna be stuck inside for a couple weeks with babies puking on you. And you're just gonna eat and watch Netflix.
No, I'm gonna eat and do prison workouts too.
Whatever.
Just dips and push-ups, man.
I'm sure I'll see you at least once a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Go try it,
man. It's gonna be.
You're gonna make me figure out how to do this stuff through the TV again.
It's not bad.
Whatever,
get it, man.
It's all good. All right, fools. We'll see you later. We tried to keep the election aggression out of your ears as much as possible. We've been trying to do it. What was it? Intentionally, we've been trying to stay away from that so we can give you guys a little laugh, little listen.
Yeah.
But stay safe out there. We love you all, and remember, YouTube. Subscribe to us. If you guys can, share us on Facebook, Twitter, etc. If Twitter's still around, but give us a share, give us a rating. We appreciate it. We're on Apple, Google, Spotify, all your favorite listening platforms. Bloodsprout.
Yes, sir.
All right, later, homie.
Peace.
Jiu-jitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.